showtime.
Who are these socials?
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these socials?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Karl.
This is all just for the radio.
And Blind Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these socials?
We are the #1 podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? You can't find another show that's hosted by guys who don't have sores on their faces or hands. I'm your host, Karl Hamburger. With me, as always, is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
This is your home for breaking news. Like last week, April got arrested during the show. Maybe this week, Carl's wife gets arrested for fentanyl, and we'll be there to be confused when you guys super chat us about it.
Yes. I'm already seeing that Trump was convicted. I don't know if you saw that news that just came in.
I'm not buying it. Prove it.
I've changed the entire show format. We're just going to break it down.
Excellent.
You know, there are rumors going around that Aaron Imholt planted 25 grams of coke in Nick Ricada's bedroom, and that I won't read your super chats. The latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat, and I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. And I do have to remind people, we have these personalized jingles. When you donate $25 or more in a super chat, you get your own personalized jingle that we play for future super chats. And a couple things I want to say. I was with Doug from the Jingles department who makes those today. We did not get a chance to update. We have Naturally Negative, Douche of the Devilverse, and Rune Goon still on deck. So we'll get to those, I promise. But another announcement I want to make. Oh, we're going to make them shorter too, I promise. Another announcement I want to make, though, is I'm losing track of who's on the list. It's a long list now.
So this is a flawed system from the beginning.
Well, hold on. If you want a personalized jingle, just put like PJ or personalized jingle at the front of your super chat so that I'll know to look for it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because I think I'm missing them because I don't remember everyone that has one. And sometimes people call it out. Sometimes they don't.
Guys, honestly, just super chat us for $2 and be like, hey, Karl, where's my jingle? I submitted it weeks ago.
I know. That will, by the way, Mike, you're an asshole because that will totally fuck with me. I'll be scrubbing through super chats for days looking for it. They wouldn't lie to me. They're a fan of the show. All right, Mike. Now, of course, we're going to talk about social media. Some big news happening on social media this week. But we have to start with the world-famous banter that's done by you and me like no one else.
Karl and Blind Mike gonna talk about what they like. They're gonna chew the shit, as it's been said. And you know when you get to this part of the show, well, it's time for the banter.
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 All right.
Now, of course, you know what I'm going to talk about because I can't stop talking about it. It's the most interesting story, and it continues to develop. Aaron Imholt this week. Oh. Now we know because there was a lot of speculation about the search warrant. How did that come about? Real quick, just to get people caught up. Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe Morning Show used to do a show with his wife, April Imholt. They made friends with the Ricadas, Nick Ricada and Kayla Ricada, who are also YouTubers, and Nick's a very famous YouTuber. And so they started hanging out a lot. There's a lot of speculation that they were swinging and stuff like that while April and Aaron have announced they're getting a divorce. And so now Aaron, over the last few weeks, has been spilling everything and explaining that they were swinging, that he was hooking up with Kayla and April was hooking up with Nick, and they were having these crazy drug-fueled parties together, and everyone's doing coke and Molly and who knows what else and lots of booze. And so Aaron's been spilling all this super personal shit that should not be talked about on the internet ever. And then all of a sudden, what do you know? There's a search warrant and the police raid Nick's house and Nick gets arrested with his wife and Aaron Imholt's wife. So there was speculation that Aaron got them all arrested. And then they're going, no. The pastor from the church reported it to the police. Then the search warrant came out and it turns out the detective who decided to write up the search warrant was watching everything Aaron was saying. And
he's a big fan.
Yes, based on that, based on Aaron saying, I don't do coke and Molly anymore, people I hang out with do, and all this stuff that he was saying, they decided to go in and raid the place. So basically, this is what happened in my estimation. And you tell me, I'm sure you've been following this. I know you've been covering it on Blind Mike Project.
Please, sure.
Okay. So Aaron is that dork that can't hang out and eventually get to the point where you're just like, all right, this guy doesn't get it. We can't be around this guy anymore. Yeah. So he was rejected by his wife, his side piece, and his best friend. So those three were just like, all right, dude, you do you. We're going to do our thing. Like, just forget about us. All right. Don't worry about us.
Well, there's some of that. Now, I will say, if you just step back and look at it as an adult, there are kids in the house and everything. There's part of me that says, hey, good for Aaron for getting out of there. He says, I'm a father. I can't bring my kids over there anymore. It's crazy. I got to get myself out of this environment. That's all well and good. What's insane to me is going on, and, we played the clips where he's screaming at the Nick Ricada video, stop the video! Stop it now!
Yes.
And I'm like, his finger's hovering over the play button. He can stop it. He's showing everyone this video.
Yeah, it was so fake. And he's been doing a lot of acting on his show lately, and it's not good. He's not good at it.
It's tough, yeah.
So he's going back and forth. For a while, he was going back and forth between pretending to care about them and then rubbing it in that they all got arrested. Well, now it's certainly come out this week what he's been talking about. He's going on everyone's show. He's talking about all this stuff. So he was implicated in activating the search warrant. So he's responsible for all of them getting arrested. And he's going full scorched earth. He is so excited about it. He's rubbing in their face. He's doing victory laps all over the place about this. And my prediction, this will not end well for one Aaron Imholt. Because Nick and April, and I'm sure Kayla, are pissed.
I can only imagine.
They're gonna be out for this guy. But forget about all of that. he's also admitting to all of these crimes himself and all the shit that he was doing around his young children, the 4-year-old with the coke next to him and all this stuff. It's like,
that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah. I got to think that let's say nothing legally happens to Aaron Imholt. There's two things that will probably happen to him. One, his family is going to be pissed that he's spilling all this shit and that everyone knows this now.
Custody of his children, I imagine, would be in jeopardy, right?
I can imagine that, the first ex-wife who has the 3 children, eventually he slips up or does something. She's just like, yeah, fuck this. I want more child support. You're not getting the kids anymore. That could easily happen based on everything that he's admitted.
Right.
So there's that element of it. And just like how awkward it's going to be around family things, whatever. But the other element of this is like, who would ever want to be this guy's friend ever again? Who would want to go out with him for a weekend of drinking or just anything, like go to a strip club with him or just be his buddy or his girlfriend? Like, what this guy's capable of. He will try to ruin your life if you reject him.
I don't know. I was looking to do Coke 3 or 4 times and Molly 7 or 8. So if no one else is up for it, I'm down to hang with Aaron, I guess.
Don't, Mike. This is what I'm telling you. He's going to tell everyone this. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The other night, so a couple nights ago, I popped into his show for a minute, and he's ranting. He's spilling the tea about Rekieta, and he's going off on Rekieta and trashing him and trashing April and all this stuff. And then the next day, I see the title of his show is Reeling It In a Bit.
Yes.
And the craziest part is he doesn't say, at least the part that I listen to, he doesn't say, hey guys, like, I realize, like, I'm saying some crazy shit. April's still my wife. I shouldn't be talking about this before I get divorced. I have a child with another woman who could probably see everything I'm saying. I shouldn't be doing. No, he goes, the listeners of this show, he goes, I forget. There's a lot of new people here to check out all the Rekieta gossip. But my core base, they don't want to hear this bullshit. I'm like, Aaron, you think there's people watching your show that aren't interested in this story?
I'm here to get your take on Trump. Why are you talking about this Rekieta stuff? Come on, man. Let's get to the Trump case.
Where's the Mitch McConnell talk, Aaron?
That's certainly insane. But the other thing, too, though, when he did the show last night about reeling it in, what he said was, not that he's going to stop talking about this. He's going to stop going on everyone's shows. Because he was on Ethan Ralph's show, Alex Stein's show. He's been on Simpcast, Kino Casino. He's making the rounds, doing everyone's show talking about all this shit. So he's like, I should just be doing my show. I do my show 2 times a day. He's like, what are you doing all these other shows for?
Somewhere Joe Rogan was heard screaming, no!
Damn it! We didn't get him!
My chance.
Honestly, this is anyway, outside of even my world, this is a big news story. And I'm watching all the law tubers talking about how, like, Aaron needs to shut up. What is he doing? Why is he talking? Why is he saying any of this? He's obviously not talked to an attorney. An attorney would tell him to shut the fuck up immediately. He's incriminating himself, and he's making these things much more difficult for his future divorce proceedings and everything else going on.
The main thing is, even like, take the kids out of it. He's not divorced from April yet.
Right.
It's nuts. He defamed her. You could actually make that argument now that he, like, I saw that you played the text with Gino or whatever.
Yeah, she came out and said it.
She could make the argument that he ruined her life. Like, that's a legitimate case now.
Correct. Yes. And, like, let's say April Imholt, or whatever her maiden name is.
Yeah.
She could claim that my job is a YouTube personality or a broadcaster, whatever you call that. According to the search warrant, a social blogger or whatever they call these people. She could come out and say, like, yeah, because of this incident, I can't build my own brand now. It's been tarnished. You know?
And you can't say that she wanted it out there, because for the longest time they were like, hey, we're keeping this stuff private. Even when she wasn't on the show, he's like, I'm not going to talk about that. So there's footage of him being like, she doesn't want this information out there, so I'm not going to talk about it. And then he just blabs it.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. So, and then on today's show, this was a weird thing. I happened to tune in for a second. He had Keanu on, and he said this thing, and I don't know if he meant to say it or not, but he said this thing where he goes, he's talking about the Rekietas and April, and he goes, deep down, the way I really feel is I just want them to get help and get sober for the sake of the kids. And I went, no, that what do you mean deep down? So you're just on a total revenge thrill right now? That's all you're doing, just getting revenge on these people. Like, deep down, maybe I actually want these people to get help and get sober. Dude, you don't say that.
John Mulaney did a whole special about getting clean, and he talks about the intervention he had. And a lot of people don't know this. They did that on Seth Meyers' show. They had him come into the show, and like, you don't do that shit on air, obviously.
Right? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's so stupid. All right. Anything else you want to talk about with Aaron? I mean, I could talk about this all day.
I mean, no, not really. That's is he still going with the same intensity? Like, I know he's faking I just want them to be okay. But is he still talking about them, or is he learning it all? Was the reeling it in just that he's not doing
everything that I've seen? He's that's all he's talking about. Everything that I've seen. But
I mean, good for him. I've seen like his
ratings.
channel's grown and everything. I don't know how long term that is, but
it's very short term. It's very short term. But things will happen with Nick, and Nick actually just posted. This is the other thing that happened that's pretty crazy is that Nick was let go out of jail under the terms that he can't drink or do drugs or have firearms, and there's going to be random testing and all this kind of stuff. And then he decided to post the $50,000 bail instead so that he doesn't have to agree to those things. But his wife didn't post bail. So now Nick can still drink alcohol and have firearms, but his wife cannot. So I don't know. It's all very odd what's going on here. It doesn't seem like Nick's coming out and going, guys, I need help. I'm going to go to rehab. I'm going to get my life together. I care about my kids. That's my top priority. Like, I haven't seen that or heard of that at all. I don't know. Hopefully that's what he's thinking, but I don't know.
Somehow with all the details of the drugs and the guns and the kids being there and all of that, to me, the craziest thing is, I heard you mention this the other day, that we now know the order in which they slept in the bed. April, Nick, Kayla, Aaron.
Correct. And again,
I should never have known that.
Again, showing that Aaron was getting cucked. Nick had both girls next to him.
Yeah, Aaron's on the outside with his wife as far as she could be.
Yes. Yeah, that was the other thing, too. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Melton's done a very good job of covering this. I can't wait for Hackamania. I'm flying out tomorrow morning to Vegas.
Oh, you're not scared, Lady K?
Oh, John on his show today said, I was never going to Hackamania. I'm like, no,
he admitted it?
He admitted it. He goes, guys, I didn't say when I was going. Dude, you literally said my name, Rocco's name, Patrick Melton's name. Shut the fuck up,
this
John.
Weekend.
No shit.
I never said when I was going.
He's such a liar. He's the worst. But anyway, no, John won't be in Hackamania, unfortunately. That is too bad. But I can't wait to see what goes down there. Real quick, before we move on, apologies for calling the report of the week's looks awful. I shouldn't be calling out the report of the week. People in the Discord were not happy with me. Apparently people in glass houses should not be throwing stones. So
what are we talking about?
That was that weirdo guy who was eating the fast food on the show last week. His name was
okay.
The report of the week, and I was calling him a space alien.
Well.
So apparently he has a lot of fans who watch this show, so I should be more careful, I guess. Yeah,
I liked him. I was very clear in that.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Fucking Mike.
Hey, you guys remember that?
I'm glad we don't have any voting system on this show, at least.
I loved his voice.
Suck it up to everyone. All right. This is going to be related to what we were just talking about. But let's get into music.
Who are these music? Who are these music?
We need a non-AI jingle for this because we do it a lot. All right. I forget who sent it to me. It might have been Patrick Melton. I'm in a couple different text threads. So this is a song called Cocktails that just came out.
We like sniffing cocaine here in Nick's house. Swap wives like it's not insane. Sniff through an ounce. Go Viagra with me to give Nick a sniffy. Cocktails, ooh. Every day they're out here making cocktails, ooh. Tales of coke and white swap into folktales. Cater's right behind you. He's got his Baldo deep inside you. What to do? Just grab onto some cocktails. Ooh. It's not gay, that's what you'll say with cocktails. Ooh. Every day you scream in pain with cocktails. Ooh. Now Nick sniffs rails while you just fail with cocktails. Ooh.
Yes, that's Cog's World.
Nicely done.
On YouTube. Yeah, the video element's fantastic as well. If you're listening and you want to watch, check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's one element that I forget. Was it you or maybe Tukey I was listening to? Someone brought it up that Aaron made some weird implication between him and Nick during one of their hot tub streams. That maybe there was some stuff going on that's not quite. Maybe all the truth hasn't been said yet, I guess is what's been implied from some of those hot tub streams.
So there's a joke in there about a baldo. Now, are you familiar with what the baldo is, Mike? This story's nuts, this whole thing.
I don't think so, no.
Apparently, Nick Rekieta was promoting this product where you insert your testicles into this tube-shaped thing, and then you can use your testicles to go inside a lady. And then your penis would then be pushing up against the clit for extra stim. So you're fucking a girl with your balls, apparently, is what a baldo does.
Boy, I can't keep up with this AI stuff.
I don't think I'm selling this. It's
the
not
world's
AI.
moving so fast.
It's not AI. It's just a product you can purchase. All right. So let's move away. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, don't care about the Reketas and Aaron Imholt. We're going to move on, even though you're missing out. This is the most interesting story ever. But let's get into some of the lovely recurring characters here on Who Are These Socials. Baylen Dupree has a new video out, and Adam sent this in. Adam from the Who Are These Podcasts Patreon sent this in. Baylen is singing a song with her friend here, and it really puts everything in perspective. Yeah, it's educational.
Now, this is a story all about how
my tics turned my life upside down.
she
got
gets
big
a
old
lot of
titties.
bullies on the internet.
I'll tell you how I became the princess of Tourette's. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Baylen Dupree. Fuck you. Wind it up. I was diagnosed with Tourette's at 17. You're
On
done.
a bad day,
You're done.
she could have 500 different tics.
Which makes it really hard to do everyday shit.
Like one
Shit.
time she tried to make pancakes.
I took the frying pan and beat my mom in the face.
When people laugh at her, she can laugh at herself.
But it really secretly messes with my mental health.
So if you feel the need to make fun of her tics,
Wind it up. You're done. You're done. Suck my little baby wiener.
Is that a tic? Or
No.
All right. If the messages don't make fun of her for her tics, I don't know if they ended that the right way. No, just calling everyone out. It's just fun.
I think this is you're in though, Carl. Hey, listen, seems like you need a little help with your music, sweetheart.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do more song parody? I think that's your calling. I think that's your next thing that you could be doing.
Ever heard of the Isotopes?
Ever heard of the Jingles Department? Baylen, the newest member of the Jingles Department.
Beat it,
Baylen.
Jenny.
Yeah. There's only room for one in this department. I like it. Mike, you're onto something right there.
This was inevitable, though. I feel like any star feels like they're kind of more than they're known as. So obviously, a shift in the music was kind of inevitable.
Yeah. You know, Mike, you're wise beyond your years, my friend. I think that's why people like you so much.
Yay, super chats.
Troy Smith with $2 says Karl refuses to read super chats. Proven wrong again. You guys
Really?
just keep lying. You keep
Why-
losing it.
Why am I reading this then?
Yeah, then why am I reading this, huh? Can't beat this. You can't beat this. Troy Smith. Troy's the man. Rocco Orby 2002 $2 says, here's Chippendale money for Lady K. Skull. Oh, Thunder from Down Under. Is that like the all-male stripper thing I always see signs for? I mean, I go to when I'm in Vegas. Adam Davies with £2 says, Aaron Imholt equals Who Are These Sociopaths? Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
I know that KJ has a personalized jingle on here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, KJ. The Instagram jingle lyrics seem to be studied more than the Dark Side of the Moon album.
KJ says, seriously, Karl, how many times a day in your real life do you slip into Lisa Boswell impressions? I will tell you, my wife is so annoyed with me at this point. If you're in Vegas, ask her about it. I can't stop it. I just think it's funny.
That's troubling.
I just have so much fun with it. Hey, Mike, guess what? Hey, Mike, guess what? Guess what?
What?
I can't eat cheese, but I love pizza. I love pizza. Radish coming in with €2 says, and you didn't believe us last week. Shame.
Nope. That's true.
Is that true?
Last week when people told us about April Imholt, we're like,
Oh.
she didn't get arrested.
That's
You-
right. That's right.
You liars.
It happened. So it was being revealed on Melton Show and MLC as we were doing this show. That's right. Now I remember. And we're like, that can't be true. And then I'm like, well, there's 3 or 4 super chats about it. So
Yeah.
maybe it is. JTE0707 $2 says, it's official. SJ has been watching Steel Toe. Really?
I heard him talking about it a little yesterday with the Quad Father was updating
Okay.
him on it. I don't know how deep he got into it, but
I'll just never forget. I played the clip both on Uncle Rico and Who Are These Podcasts where John's got Quadfather and he's like, no, explain to me, who's Nick Rekieta? And Quadfather goes through a whole explanation. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes passes. They're talking and John goes, I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. Who's Nick Rekieta? And Quadfather had this long side like, all right, so what he is he a YouTuber?
I wonder
nuts.
if he pretends like he's too big for that, or if he actually just has a terrible memory. Because he asked who April Imholt was. We've seen that he DM'd her before. Right?
Well, he pretended he didn't. Yeah, I know. That's a good point. Which is it? Is he lying or does he just forget these things? That's a good question. Because he is both a liar and stupid. So
Right.
it's hard to tell on that
it's,
one.
It's vexing. It's very tough to decipher.
I'm a Distillery John expert, and I can't answer that one. David D has become a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, David D. Like a Rolling Stone, $2. Regarding Steel Toe, this Pinkman's being a real Pinkman. He really is being a real Pinkman.
Quite literally, yes.
You never learned how to think, Pinkman. John's Mouthlow, $2 says, hey, it's Boogie. Karl, please stop reading your KF thread, my Kiwi Farms thread. Ooh. I have not. Oh, somebody posted a thing I write on this show. That's not Boogie, is it? Is that really Boogie in the chat? Master Blaster, $2.
I wish.
Mike, can't you see Lady K as a hack? Love you guys. No.
No.
I'm hiding in plain sight.
I can hear it sometimes, but I can't see it, certainly.
Fair enough.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Normal Mike Henry. This money will not go to help John clean the toxic waste from his apartment's floor.
Normal Mike Henry says, this is for Karl's armchair psychology degree. Thank you. I will definitely get a psychology degree fabricated and posted behind me.
You're working your way there.
I am.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. See Moss for 1044 is such a fan, he even helped Karl install new paneling in his basement.
CMOS 404450 says, haha, twice in a row, WATS is overshadowed by some douche acting the goat. Hashtag free Trump. I know, all the breaking news happens Thursdays at 6. We gotta find a new time slot, I guess.
All the highest powered men in our country
Yes, Nick
rumble
Rekieta,
while this show is on.
Nick Rekieta, Donald Trump, douche of the Devilverse. Did you remember my jingle, Carla? I mentioned at the top of the show, you might not have been here yet. People have been filling in as we go. I have not gotten to yours yet, but you are on the list. I promise you that. And Snoo Kerman with £2 says, how's the mom wife? She's fantastic. Thanks for asking. We're going to fly out to Vegas tomorrow. We're looking forward to it. Should be fun. All right. Let's get back to social media. We got to head over to Instagram. And I know you love when we go to Instagram because then we get to hear this.
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
Sometimes people comment some of these songs on my YouTube, and like someone
Nice.
said, like, Blind Mike, don't be a douche, Instagram, and I'm just reading. I'm like, what is this?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
That's a catchy jiggle right there. That is catching on. I love it. All right. So there's this guy named Isaac, ISAC,
I guess.
and he's on Instagram and he makes these clips of him doing stand-up comedy.
He does.
We've been following him, and this is Mike's beat. Mike's usually the guy who finds the bad comedy. Every now and again, I find some, but
I'm intrigued by it. It's not even so much the comedy. Yes, the comedy is terrible. It's more the clipping of the comedy.
yes, it's the posting of it that we're fascinated by because anyone can be bad at comedy. It happens every day, all the time.
Right.
But this person does this and then goes, that needs to go on my Instagram reels.
Say what you want about my pal Tom Myers. Even he wouldn't look at this and be like, perfect for a clip.
Well, I don't know about that.
All right,
Mike.
maybe he would. Bad example.
Pick the wrong guy on that one. But all right, let's see what Isaac's talking about. I guess he has a fan. This is exciting.
I recently signed up for to run a 5K, you guys. Oh. And I realized something, you guys. I'm like, shit, man. As soon as I finish the 5K, I gotta do another 5K to get back to my car, you guys.
Somebody's loving it.
Yeah, that woman who's filming this, I think. I don't know if that's his sister.
Well, yeah, the thing is,
cousin
she seems to be right next to the camera, which makes me think maybe it's a sister.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not a girlfriend based on his appearance, but a girlfriend would clean him up a little bit. But some relative or something who's cracking up.
Get back to my car, you guys. I'm just doing a 10K, guys. Sorry, guys. Anyone here run, guys? You guys doing a marathon or things like that? You got one right here. What's up? I know, right? You guys didn't catch up, right?
I gotta say though, I'm looking around the room because the camera kind of pans a little bit. Everyone's engaged and leaning forward and smiling. What's going on? Did these people all come from Nick Rekieta's house? They must be high as a kite to be enjoying any of this.
Maybe there's something like if you just do comedy long enough, you don't have to get better at it. People just start laughing. I don't know.
Well, okay, that's one theory. Who's that? Now I'm drawing a blank on like one of the most popular comedians in the world right now that we're still trying to figure out why he's so popular. Yeah, Matt Rife. Yeah, it's one of those things. Just like if you look confident and you stand up there and you have a cadence.
That's people are nudging each other. This is going to make a great clip. I guarantee it.
Oh,
there's no way it's inaudible and just nonsense.
Speaking of which, I can't believe that this is a clip that
it's crazy.
He posted. Okay, I'm going to set this up like this. This to me looks like something someone would post as a cry for help. Like they're gonna write a note after putting this online that lets you know how much they love their loved ones and they're sorry for the actions they had to take. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy.
You guys ready? You guys having a good time? Yeah, it's good, man. I drove all the way from LA to come here, you guys. Try to live my comedy dream. Someone being crushed right now, but it's all good, you guys. For my fan base right here, you guys, they all ghost me, but it's all good, you guys. It's all good, you guys.
Oof.
I realize now what a burden I've been on all of you. Goodbye, cruel world.
Right? This guy's going to Greenland. Now, I'm picking up on a vocal crutch, you guys. And I just want to say, you guys, that it's probably a good idea, you guys, to listen back. You're clipping these, you guys. So why not listen back, you guys, and fix that? Because it's annoying, you guys.
Oh, Bobo. Why they call you Bobo, Bobo? How'd you get that name, Bobo?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And especially because when you're watching the clips on his Instagram reel, all of the, it's transcribed. So you're seeing the words as he's saying them.
Yeah.
So you just see you guys end every sentence and you go, this is a problem. This is how you end every sentence.
It's funny because for me, it's the laugh more where he's like, things aren't going so well, you guys.
Oof,
I'm gonna kill myself.
No, I know that was the part. That's what tipped me off too. I'm like, things are not going well. This is a guy in full cope right now. I said it was a cry for help. I think he's just crying.
And then the other thing that's interesting to me too, it's like, not a lot of likes, but that video has like 11 likes or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so are those 11 people like, just stay alive, man? Just
come on,
don't kill yourself.
Listen, comedy's not for you, but you got stuff to live for, right?
Sure.
Probably have a friend or two.
You seem to know that lady that was laughing at the other jokes.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Christmas is coming up soon. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Stick with it. All right. I'm still on Instagram. We're going to move off of comedy. This is a voicemailer sent this in. And it's a little visual, but I think it'll translate. There's these 3 guys out for a golf outing. And they're like middle-aged guys, maybe a little older. And they decided to set up a fake snake prank on one of these guys. And I guess they attach it to his clothing or something. So it looks like the snake is coming at him, like jumping off the ground and coming at him. And this is fun.
It's just imposes liability on homeowners. On him, okay. Who neglect to.
And he's overweight.
Okay. Including people who have a dead tree and let it fall on the neighbor's car. Okay.
And he sees it.
Look at
How he just smashed into the golf cart and fell down. Now he's rolling around. Now he's getting back up. And he's back down again. The snake's on him.
It's fake. It's fake.
I think You look so
I don't
embarrassed.
like snakes.
Well, that's clear, sir.
His friends thought he was going to die. They're like, it's not real. It's not real. They could have let that go on for a while.
Breathe.
Oh, this poor guy.
I thought that was fun. I don't know if he lived much longer after that happened, but it was worth it either way. Good prank, guys. All right, let's head over to TikTok because I think the dumbest people in the world are all hanging out, not only just hanging out on TikTok, but creating videos.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
I actually heard this on the No Agenda show, which I'm a big fan of. So this might be making the rounds. I don't know if you've heard this yet. I also don't know what to make of it. Because it's one of those where if it's fake, it's well acted, so I'll give her credit. And if it's not fake, it's fucking hilarious. All right, so let's check this out.
So the other day I went to a steakhouse for a friend's birthday and she ordered a steak and the waitress goes, "How do you want your cow cooked?" And I'm like, that's a weird way to order it, but whatever. So she asked my friend, "How do you want your cow cooked?" My friend says, "I want it medium rare," or something like that. And so then I wasn't in the mood for a steak. I wanted a hamburger. I'd been craving a hamburger. So I order, the cheeseburger. And she goes, "How do you want your cow cooked?" And I kind of like awkwardly look at my friend because I was like, I feel really embarrassed. Do I point out that it's not cow? Like, hamburger is a pig. Everyone knows ham comes from pig. So I joked back. I was like, well, I want my pig cooked well done. You're not supposed to eat pork like uncooked. Everybody knows that. That's why it's always been super weird to me that people will get like red in the middle on their burgers. And so she looks back at me and she goes, "You mean your cow?" And I'm like, I don't know how to have this conversation right now. Like, I'm not a teacher. I don't know how to educate you kindly. And I was like, sure, my cow. But it was so bizarre. I'm like, how do you not know? It's literally in the name. It's a hamburger. There's no hope for the world.
Okay. I'll give you my theory on this.
Yes, please do. Have you heard this yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I think it is a fake story, but the woman didn't realize what she was saying when she filmed it. Does that make sense?
No. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. So she thinks a hamburger is pork.
Yes.
And she made up this whole story.
But she thought of this idea and was like, oh, this would be a great like gotcha moment if I owned someone at a restaurant. That's my theory. Because it's not a believable story that someone said, "How do you like your cow cooked?" To
I don't think that's that crazy. Because you're at a steakhouse. You're at a steakhouse. This woman,
you just say, "How do you like it?"
Well, how do you want your steak cooked is what they usually say. How do you want that cooked?
How do you want your cow?
How do you want your cow cooked? It's not a crazy thing to say.
It's a little odd to say twice. I'm not sure I'm buying it.
Well, okay, but think about it though.
It's too perfect for this girl to reply with my pig. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not the part that's unbelievable to me.
The one girl that's going to reply that gets asked that question. That seems a little odd to me.
That's not the part that's unbelievable to me. The part that's unbelievable is she really thinks that hamburger. Now I will explain.
Well, she's a retard.
Well, hold on a second. My last name happens to be Hamburger, so I know a little something about this. I'm standing in this. Right. So let me explain something. The reason why it's called a hamburger is because ham is the German word for cow. Now you know. Wow. Now you know what really happened in the background of that.
I like snarky Karl in the ham means cow, actually. Don't you know?
It's a joke. It's not the German word for cow.
It's not?
No. That'd be the dumbest. You thought I was really dropping facts right now and knowledge on people?
This lady wasn't slipping by me, but you've got a stealth to you, my friend.
That's what I gotta start doing, just making fake TikToks that I'm in because you can't see that it's me, and just see if you catch on or not.
This guy sounds pretty smart.
All right, so here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Was that real? Was that fake? Because she does lean into it. A lot of people are just like, you are really dumb. And she leans into it a little bit. So I don't know if she felt dumb and decided to lean into it or if it was all fake to begin with. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't believe the interaction happened.
Tell us in the super chats what you think.
There's a trend I retweeted a blind related video this week, but I didn't send it because I kind of thought this was fake also.
Okay.
It was a girl, she was signing to someone. And the guy was like, "Why are you signing?" And she's like, "Because I'm blind." And he's like, "Well, why would a blind person sign?" And she's like, "How else would I communicate with you?" And it seemed fake to me. But the reason I'm pointing it out here is that it's a trend of like, I think that might be like girls' humor now, where it's like, I'm dumb. Get it, guys?
I see. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, though. I mean, it worked for Sarah Silverman, so all right. That's not a bad idea. All right. This one came in from Christian Blatt and Kenneth Peterson, and Reverend Shitstain posted this in the Discord. Now, that could also be Christian Blatt. I don't know. I don't know what these names are. Who knows? Okay. But this is fun because this is court. And the guy is zooming into the courtroom, and he has a suspended license. Okay. He's zooming in, so he's on video with the judge. And check out what happens here, because he's very stupid.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
The look on this guy's face, like, oh, whoops. I didn't know I'd get caught like this.
The one group that knows I'm not supposed to be driving. Damn it.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
This judge can't believe it. He's like, wow, this guy's dumb. He's looking around the room like, am I the only one here? What's going on?
He's like us discussing the last video. He's like, am I retarded? What's happening?
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant has turned himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
So this guy's speechless.
No nonsense.
And now the guy who just got that, it just looks back and goes, rolls his eyes like, oh no, that was really dumb. Yep. That was pretty fucking stupid. By the way, Kenneth Peterson sent a note in with that. He says, tell Mike it's safe to come to the Magic Bag because it's not actually in Detroit.
Oh, that is good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
It's in Ferndale, which is a beautiful area. I love hanging out in
sounds a lot
Ferndale.
nicer than Detroit.
Oh, it's nice. It's very nice. It's where Drew Lane lives, so it's nice.
Ooh, pish posh.
Oh yeah. It's a nice area, and it's neighboring other really nice areas in the suburban Detroit. So
all right.
I certainly recommend it. We always have a great time. It's our third year, October 25th. We're coming back to Detroit, baby. Magic Bag
tickets are on sale despite Karl's orders.
Tickets are on sale despite me not approving anything. not ticket prices, not descriptions. I still haven't read it. I gotta go look at it.
I was listening the other day. I was like, why is Karl bothering checking on this? And then all of a sudden you were like, oh, they are on sale.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke. The guy's like, I got my tickets to the Magic Bag. I'm like, no, you didn't. What are you talking about? Like, fuck, there it is. Go figure. Also, DabbleCon 2 tickets are available now. So that's August 16th and 17th. Mike Geary's going to be there. And let me tell you guys, let me tell you what we have planned for DabbleCon 2. Friday night, we are doing the roast of the Dabbleverse. And I've twisted Mike's arm. Mike is going to perform at the roast of the Dabbleverse.
There's been a lot of negotiations. Karl said he was off limits. That was a big sticking point for me.
No,
I think
what did I say?
My way in this.
What I said was off limits was you can't make fun of my teeth, my club foot, my mandolin, napping, or my mom wife. But everything else is on the table.
I've got a few others. Don't worry.
Okay, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll play to the cover. So we're doing the roast followed by karaoke Friday night. Saturday we're doing live podcasts. Who are these podcasts? Uncle Rico show and very likely potato/Tukey soup. And then Saturday night is the Dabby Awards, which is going to be the big event of the weekend, and that's followed by a Stuttering John dance party. Well, I shouldn't say Stuttering John. We can't promote it as Stuttering John. It's the Dabblers dance party. All right. That's legally, it's the big game is what I'm saying, not the Super Bowl.
Soup or bowl?
Yeah, right.
Yay, super chats.
All right. Thank you guys for helping us run this show with these super chats. We do appreciate that. And Dang Lizard coming in. Oh, I know Dang Lizard certainly has a jingle. He's one of the OGs up in here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. Dang Lizard is always there to lend Karl a helping hand with his club foot.
€5. He says, SJ's memory has gotten very hazy from wet brain. His short-term memory is very selective. I would feel bad for him, but I tend to forget like SJ. Good for you. That's the way to navigate the Dappleverse. Just have a selective short-term memory.
Yeah.
I want to meet Dang Lizard someday. This
We
guy's
all do.
he's been supporting us for feels like years now.
Yes, he's a good Blind Mike Project supporter as well.
Yes, I know. I always see him in there as well. It's fantastic. So thank you for that. Carl's Frosted Tips comes with $5. Carl, what time is John's Kids Are Losers party starting in Vegas? What time is the John's Kids Are Losers party starting in Vegas? I hope he drives his car like Thelma and Louise, Trump 2024, FJB, FSJ, TWO. The John's Kids Are a Loser party starts when I get there, when my plane touches ground, and goes until Monday morning when I leave.
It was so funny that I happened to do that Stuttering John Part 2, Why Are You Laughing?
Yep.
Because we played him the first time he ever said, this guy called my kids loser. We played you saying,
yes,
those kids sound like losers.
Yeah.
And then literally last week, we found a clip of him bringing, out of a different ballpark, he jumps in with, remember when Carl called my kids losers? I'm like, boy, 4 years later, he's doing this horse shit.
But that's what he needs it. And he admitted this, supposedly. He was overheard saying when he was in Atlantic City that he likes to keep talking about his family because that's what keeps the drama going, so it keeps viewers watching him. It's all fake.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about his family. John, you don't care about your family. If you did, you wouldn't have sold the house they were living in and made them figure out how to live with Aaron somewhere and have your ex-wife work 3 jobs while you weren't paying child support.
Oh, yeah, Lady K? Why was my daughter texting me yesterday?
Fair enough. Good point. Bilal Bradley, $5 says, if you and Jingles lived in Minnesota, you probably would have been able to score with April. Yeah, no shit.
Ooh,
missed
that'd be
opportunity
something.
right there.
Yeah. Come on over, honey.
I mean, I'm willing to buy a Vikings jersey for that threesome. Douche of the Devilverse. I was watching Seal Toe this morning and noticed that Aaron wouldn't answer any super chats, including mine, about him doing the gay things with Nick. He's avoiding it, huh?
Oh.
Interesting.
This is the problem with being Mr. I'll answer everything. I'll talk about my personal life when there are things you don't want to talk about. You know, I don't want to talk about my family, so I don't on my show.
Well, why wouldn't you just bring that up and dismiss it immediately? That's so bizarre.
It's crazy.
Because when he was on with Kino Casino, and that was a weird conversation, and I didn't play any clips because I found it off-putting. They were asking him ridiculous questions about him and Kayla. Like, did you guys ever 69? And did you do anal? It's just like, grow up. You guys are dorks. Kind of good. He fucked her. Just assume whatever you want to assume. Who cares?
But hey, if he was answering them, I don't even fault the guys asking the questions. He's
I
going along with
guess.
it, you know?
I guess. Yeah, it was weird. Retro Gamer $5 says, my first live WTP show. Oh, hi guys.
Hello.
Yes, thank you for being here, Retro Gamer. Appreciate it. Get Up My Lawn podcast with $3 Australian. Says WTP since 2020. Love your work, boys. From Australia, FSJ FKB. Thank you very much. Get Off My Lawn podcast. There's another podcast called Get Off My Lawn. Isn't that Gavin McGinnis?
Oh, really?
I thought he had a show called that. I could be wrong.
It's good company you're in, sir.
But people, check out Get Off My Lawn. They have good taste in shows. Normal Mike. Also, who knows what time it is there? I love we have so many Australian listeners, and it's ridiculous. Normal Mike Henry, $2. Carla is a little piggy skull. Okay. Fair enough. Michael C, $2 says Carl Schamberger and Blind Hack. Oh, those are fighting words, Michael C.
Meet me in Vegas, pal.
Snoo Kerma with £2 says, Mike, let me know when you leave this loser. I'll sub. What? Mike does plenty of shows without this loser. I promise you that. You can
Hold on a second. This is $5 a month we're talking about. Let me consider this.
Yeah, right? We've just decided that WATS has been discontinued indefinitely. Amando Lynn Nappy. Does Amando Lynn Nappy have their own jingle? If they don't, they deserve one because that's $50. Thank you so much. This podcast is so good. I appreciate both of y'all. I'm from Texas. Got to get my own SC jingle. There it is right there. Yes, you're on the list. Amanda Lynn Nappy. Now don't change your name again. Let's hope that this Napgate continues on for many years to come so you keep that name going.
Let's all put this behind us finally.
Yes.
It's too much.
Dang Lizard 5 Euro says, I can't fucking take it. The burger was originally first sold in the U.S. as hamburger sandwich and based on mincemeat patty sandwich from the city of Hamburg. I love it. Dang Lizard's like, I can't handle this misinformation.
It's not what I've heard.
Spewed right now. I just love that I go, the ham is the word for cow. And Mike goes, all right, Karl, if you got to sit here and bore us with your stupid facts, then.
Your stupid, definitely accurate facts.
Oh my gosh, look at who's here right now. This is exciting. This is exciting for everyone watching. Helga Mann is in the house. $10. And Helga says, you have been sniped.
Oh boy.
If that's really Helga Mann, I appreciate the $10. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Please don't take that. Don't take that out of Lisa's pound cake money, please. We were talking about, actually, Doug from the Jingles Department and I. So I was at Watchmen recording new songs with the Isotopes. It'll be out soon. And him and I were talking about that reality show. And he goes, the thing about Helga is she's such a good caregiver. Anytime Lisa needs something, Helga's like, yeah, we'll do that today. No problem. You want a pound cake? I'll put it on the list. I'll get it for you today. Well, how much you want? Like, she's very, I don't know what it is. Maternal, is that the right word? But there's something about her relationship with Lisa. She's just like takes care of Lisa, whatever Lisa needs, which I appreciate.
It's also very sweet to watch you. This is the first show I think you found where it seems like you actually like love them, like you're falling in love with them, as opposed to hating them.
I don't hate any of these shows, Mike. I don't
John, you hate a little bit.
I don't hate Sundering John. I didn't like Chad Zubak. On a personal level, I don't like Chad. He's a loser.
Yeah.
But I don't even dislike John. I think he's fascinating.
Sure, I understand.
Mike Cuts $10 says, hey boys, Karl, enjoy Vegas. I'll be watching on pay-per-view. Hackamania.com. You can stream the event. Any shows you want to watch will be available. You can see the whole rundown on hackamania.com. So yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you for that. Hope it gets better than the start of the City Winery, FKB. Hope it goes better. Yeah, dude. I mean, the New York City Winery show was such a fucking debacle. But now I have different equipment. That
is that the one that didn't get recorded or whatever? The audio was bad or something?
No, that was the one. We ended up recording it fine because the sound booth recorded it and I was able to put out the show. But we didn't capture the first 40 minutes when my computer wouldn't work. And I had to look over to Missy and Anthony and go, hey, how about we do a Stuttering John impression contest? And so they ran a Stuttering John impression contest as I troubleshot my shit for an eternity. So bad. Let's see here. Carl's Frosted Tips, $2 says, hamburger, are hot dogs a sandwich? SJ is a loser. Yeah,
where do those come from, smart guy?
That's always a fun conversation about, are hot dogs a sandwich? We should do a morning zoo show, Mike.
Well, I like the shows that have talked about that within like the last year or so. Because it's like that was like a viral thing like
so
3 years ago or something, like 4 years
listen,
ago.
we've moved on from that. Everyone now is talking about flour or corn tortillas. That's the new subject that we want to hit on.
Yeah.
Michael C. $2 says, if Mike punches someone, is it a shot in the dark?
I didn't hate it. I like that.
I like it. I do not know how to pronounce this name. It's just a bunch of L's or I's or something. It says, $5. You're a funny broadcaster, Karl. O&A should have been Carl, Ant, and Jimmy. No dopey. Helga wants to date you, Mike. Please more Lisa Boswell drops.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for all of those compliments. And I do have to mention that as far as doing Lisa drops,
nobody cares.
That's right. I kid. Everybody cares. There's a at the studio I was at, there's all these band stickers on all the walls everywhere. And I've been going there for decades. And there's a sticker there that I've seen many times and never cared about. And I had to take a photo of it this time because the band was called Nobody Cares, Nobody Cares. And I was like, holy shit. That would be my band name if I started a new band now.
We're living in a simulation. Why would that appear to you now all of a sudden?
Right?
You know?
Isn't that
all very
crazy?
weird. Yeah.
Nobody cares. Hey, guess what, Mike? Nobody cares.
All
right, let's get back to this. I know you're annoyed with. You're like my wife. You're annoyed with my Lisa Boswell impression. I get it.
No, it's great.
I get it. All right. This came in from Christian Blatt. This is an interesting TikTok that there's a whole story behind this. So there isn't much to listen to. It's just a music bed. So I think I'm going to mute it so we don't get a strike or anything. All right. So there's this woman. She's wiping tears. Now she's opening up ingredients, and she's got like a cupcake mold in front of her. And it says on the screen, being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so that your babies can feel happy they are singing to you.
Oh, God. This is, I hate parents like this.
You think?
On the Kirk Minahan show a few years ago, former producer Dave Cullinane said that for some reason the topic of his birthday came up. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm not a big birthday guy. My kids love my birthday. They love celebrating." We're like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
It's just not true.
They like their birthdays. They don't care about your birthday.
They might like cake, and you force them to sing and whatever.
That's funny. So this is an attractive blonde girl who's crying, and she just makes a stupid 30-second long TikTok of her baking a cake or whatever so that her kids can enjoy it. So what happened after this TikTok is that her ex-husband saw this because this went viral. Oh, this poor woman, this poor single mom. And so he made a video pointing out that she barely sees the children because she's often out partying. According to his TikTok, he said, "Right now I have full custody of our kids. This is our parent agreement. As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends time sharing with the kids on holiday academic breaks. People that follow her are giving her praise and showing them, telling her how strong and how amazing." I'm sorry. The way this is written is not good. "She's doing well. She's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She's out all the time." Now, unfortunately, that video he took down. And I'll tell you why, because the New York Post covered this. Because
I was going to ask, are these people famous or are they just...
No, but that woman's video went viral because everyone's just like, oh, this poor woman, her name's Elizabeth Teckenbrock.
Okay.
And so the husband, which I'm showing on the screen right now, puts out a TikTok. Now he has taken this down, unfortunately, because when this was sent to me, that video existed. I wish someone had grabbed it. I couldn't find it anywhere. But this is his statement. "It's clear that others do not want to listen to the truth or use facts and logic to form their opinions. My ex-wife has irreparably damaged many people's lives, including mine, well before going viral. I have tried to use the justice system in the past to put a stop to her destructive behavior, but as many people in domestic fraud situations have probably experienced, you will be laughed out of the room. This has led me to social media, which I attempted to use as a tool to hopefully prevent the next person from getting deceived and ultimately defrauded by my ex-wife. Taking into account the inflammatory and defaming nature of her latest untruths told about me, for the safety of myself and our children, I will not be engaging with my ex-wife online any longer. One day I will tell my story, but today is not that day. I ask that you please respect my privacy. Remember that as the sole financial provider and safekeeper of my ex-wife's children, any actions taken against me directly impact their well-being." So, of course, the cute blonde girl is crying on her birthday, gets all the love, and this ex-husband's going, "What the fuck? I'm the one who has to take care of these kids. Are you kidding me right now?" So he freaked out and then decided, like, okay, I overreacted. I'm going to calm down.
I never understand when I get comments on my show or anything else where it's like, oh, you just like gossiping about... Yes, I love it. I don't know who these losers are, and I'm hooked. I'm addicted to their relationship already. I want to know how it all plays out. I love gossip.
I was playing the clips of Alex Stein when he was on, what's his name show?
Tim Pool?
Tim Pool, thank you.
Yeah.
So Alex Stein's on Tim Pool, and Alex is obviously as excited about this Aaron Himmel, Nick Rekieta stuff as we all are. So he starts bringing it up, and he's going, "This is just like candy for us. Like, this is so fascinating. These lives are happening this way. And it's all being leaked out on the internet." Like, I know that parents are bad parents and do drugs and neglect their children, and this is a daily occurrence in America. Like, that's not news to me. But when it's a guy that I've hung out with a couple of times, and his wife who I've hung out with a couple of times, and then it turns out this guy Aaron Imholt, who I've also known for a while now, is ratting them all out, and it's all coming out of the internet. Like, that's fascinating to me. This is amazing.
Yes. Do I want to be someone that looks at this divorced couple and says, "Hey, that's none of my business. The New York Post never should have picked up on it. We should."
Yeah.
I'd love to be that person, but I'm just not. I'm aware of who I am. You know?
Yes, we are deeply flawed individuals
Yeah.
who can't get enough of this shit. It's not a coincidence. And I have to point this out. It's not a coincidence that most of my friends who are big podcasters are also huge pro wrestling fans.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
when we were down in Largo, Florida, it was so funny because Vinny Paulino and Rocco, Tukey, were hanging out together and they were talking pro wrestling nonstop.
Yep.
Like those guys can't get enough of it. There's tons of people that deal in this thing where it's just like, they just like that stupid drama aspect. It's just Real Housewives for guys.
Yeah, it's the best. They are the best at creating storylines because everyone, at a certain point, everyone knew it was fake and people were still hooked.
Yeah, correct. But this is real. You know what's not real is fucking Woke Dad. Daniel Alexander, his acting is getting so ridiculous. And maybe it's the same as it's always been, but it's just annoying me more now.
No, you're right. He's much more over the top now. He's
okay.
And it's especially because he's gone away a little bit. I think we have one example of, old school Daniel where he's just telling his stories. But most of what his TikTok feed is now is going back at the commenters.
Right. And so I actually have this in my notes. He needs content. So please, we need to start leaving a lot more comments for Daniel Alexander. He likes the comments. So please.
Yeah. Hey, he kind of responded about us once. So let me know about who are these socials.
Well, I may or may not have commented under a TikTok video today. I'll show you that.
That'll even matter.
but yes, to tease my buddy Drew Lane, who loves Daniel Alexander and Woke Dad. Yes, we do have some old school Daniel Alexander telling stories about what happened to him that day coming up. But first, this video is ridiculous. Oh, that's right. I muted this because that woman was playing music. So, Mike, I'm just one man over here,
I understand.
I do my best. I'm no
not your
Craig.
fault.
I'm no Craig.
When I was a kid, I was a drug addict. I most definitely was a drug addict.
I believe it because remember he was hanging out with that black kid. He told that story. He was hanging out with black children. So yeah, I mean
that bad influence.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen.
Well, hey, don't interrupt. He's about to tell a very sad story about young addiction. So don't interrupt him, all right?
But I'm wondering though, is it crack? Is it like what the 80s?
Heroin? Who knows?
Yeah. All right, let's find out.
A drug addict. My drug of choice was Christianity, and my drug dealer most definitely was my minister.
Oh God, I know. I went through the same emotion when I heard that. I went, okay, here we fucking go.
I swear to you, I was like, ooh, interesting. We're gonna see the origins of maybe he'll be honest for once about something. And then he's like, my drug was Christianity. He thinks he's like a poet, philosopher type of guy.
Oh, he's sniffing his own farts every day. The comment he's responding to is, but you're defending sin. So now he's going to school us on what he knows about sin, I guess.
Which, can I say, is probably not a religious person and just some asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking around.
Right.
If it helps to understand, I went to one of those evangelical mega churches, and I remember the space so clearly. You walked into this cultivated, beautiful space. It was light and airy and white, and it was supposed to give you the idea that you are entering into a heavenly space.
Can I just point out, the other story he told was that he grew up in like the hood.
Yep.
And I know where mega churches are. They're in the suburbs. So this doesn't really connect with me, but okay, let's pretend.
Like Manhattan in the 1980s.
Right. Okay.
Right.
By the way, if this guy talks like this normally and not just on TikTok, how does he not have a black eye most days? He's such a pretentious douche. He's just asking for someone to pummel him.
He's exhausting, and he must be going up to people because he wants these stories to happen.
Yes,
so
correct.
The energy was tangible when you walked into the room. Everybody was there for the same reason. They were there to feel good. They were there for an endorphin rush, just like with a drug. You see, the minister knew that. He knew why we were there, and I don't remember any of his teachings or many of his teachings.
Well, this is weird already because I'm not a churchgoer. I went to a mega church recently as a consequence for the creep off. It was very boring. And I've always known everyone to tell me the church is so boring. Now, are there mega churches with bands and, the, what's that John Goodman show? I don't know.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, Righteous Gemstone. No, I'm blanking on everything today. Which makes it seem like it's very exciting. And there's a lot of smoke machines and light shows and stuff. But the way he's describing this, you're just like, people couldn't wait for Sunday morning to get their adrenaline rush from church. Like, what? I don't think that's true at all. I think people feel obligated.
Also, I'll say as a Catholic from Massachusetts that I think there's a lot of people that were in the church probably at the same time as Daniel that are like, oh, this is your big problem? Fuck you, man.
Well, I've been to Catholic churches. They're brutal. They're so boring. And the music's not great. I got to tell you, the music's really bad.
Well, there's some other things, too, that might have happened in the Catholic church.
I understand. I get it. I get your point.
I do remember him talking about tithing more than anything. More than any other church I went to, he talked about tithing.
Could you imagine that? A grifter. Can you believe that, everybody?
We may not have known
I actually don't think there's a
man
man in the sky, believe it or not. Daniel's really breaking down some barriers.
That money for his next new boat or his next new car, his next new house. It wasn't going towards poor people or people in need.
He's probably investing in a traveling coffee machine or coffee mobile.
Or an ice cream bike.
That's right, I forgot about that.
It wasn't. He kept us addicted because he was a better talker than the next guy at the next church. He knew what to say to make us feel like the world was sin. Everything outside of that church was sin. So we left that space and we felt bad about ourselves. We did. We did everything we could to come back to that space. And part of being back in that space was tithing. Part of being back in that space was the endorphin rush. So when you say that I'm defending sin, I understand that even as an ex-Christian, I'm being more Christ-like by taking care of people, by supporting people, by loving people unconditionally, by understanding difference. And I'm fully in understanding that you're succumbing to your addiction.
Oh, unbelievable. He's the hero we don't deserve, Mike.
He compared himself to Christ.
He did. Yes, correct.
I'm Christ-like.
Probably better, but that's for someone else to figure out. I'm not going to say it.
You know, you speculate a lot in narcissism. You never have it spelled out for you like that, though.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Like, the idea that the Catholic Church is legitimately guilty of raping so many young kids. And then Daniel, I mean, years later, Daniel's like, and I didn't enjoy my time there. Okay, no, Daniel, you really owned them.
No. Just the opposite. He said it was an endorphin rush, that it was a drug. He was addicted to it because it was so amazing when he would go to church that people would just throw their money at the church. Like, oh my gosh, I know you want 10%, but take 50%. I'll give 2% to the government. Take all my money. And so that's what he's explaining right now. So he's just like, yeah, the problem with you saying that I'm endorsing sin or whatever is just you're just addicted.
You're an addict.
Yeah, you're addicted to how great church is. Like that's the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
It's exactly the same as people addicted to fentanyl. That's what April and Nick were arrested for. They're too religious.
Too religious, yes. They're having too much fun at church, apparently. That's dumber than thinking hamburgers are made out of pigs.
Well, listen, we all make mistakes.
That's why pencils have erasers. All right. I can't believe he's still talking about the stupid Walmart bathroom story.
This has been, so I think the original story he posted like a year ago, but then he reposted it a few months ago.
Yeah.
So even let's take the year timeline out of it. For a few months, he's been going back and forth with commenters. He posted this ridiculous story of him getting dragged out of a Walmart bathroom. It doesn't seem believable, but maybe it is. Maybe it happened. Fine, whatever. For months, he's been getting comments like, "That didn't happen, Daniel," and he's like, "Yes, it did. Stop saying it didn't."
Oh, I didn't know people were saying that didn't happen. That's a great comment.
Yeah,
that's a fun comment. Okay,
yeah.
Good. So, real quick, just the story is, Daniel went into a bathroom at Walmart. He's standing at the urinal and he's wearing a shirt that says something about like protecting trans kids' rights or something like that.
It says, "I'm a hero."
Yeah. And so this guy comes up to him, another guy who's urinating in a toilet, who's got facial hair and is 6'1". And the guy goes, "You must be one of those trans people because I see that word on your shirt." And he pushes him out of the bathroom. So that's the dumb story that Daniel likes to tell.
And then a third guy walked in and said, "Boy, this is an awfully busy Walmart bathroom."
Yeah, right.
Oh, the irony of using a biblical quote to try and justify a man assaulting me in a bathroom.
So the comment he's reacting to is Deuteronomy 22:5. I guess it's a passage in a Bible or something. What do I know? I'm just a guy. Just a guy on the internet.
Sure.
Me, another cis straight man who was standing at a urinal. And nonetheless, you're using a biblical quote that's talking about men wearing women's clothing and women wearing men's items. Something that has most definitely been taken out of context. Like, have you ever wondered why nobody really uses this biblical quote with this argument and you're kind of the only one? It's because biblical scholars have debunked this.
Well, that's why.
Significantly over and over again. So I'm not.
I always love when people say that's been debunked. Oh, really? How so? You know, he might be right about that. I just hate that thing because it's happened so many times in the news media. Just like, oh, you think that it was a lab leak? That's been debunked. Like, wait, what? What do you mean? No, it hasn't.
I like the question. Do you know why people aren't always quoting this Bible passage?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. We live in modern times.
Right. Listen, I'll tell you something. You might not know this, Daniel. I think you're annoying, and I'm not even religious. So it has nothing to do with you offending me as a Christian. I'm not a Christian.
He's railing against the church at a time where it's at its lowest.
Right, yeah. It's like,
he's taking
all right.
a victory lap here.
Yeah, he's racking up the W's, but he's playing against the A's. You're like,
Exactly,
all right,
yeah.
he had 6 games in a row against the A's. Don't get too
There's a
excited.
mercy rule here at some point. Then.
You're playing a AAA team that for some reason is in the MLB. Relax.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the biblical scholar thing because that is something I am not. I am going to tell you that the person who wrote this biblical quote almost definitely was probably a man with longer hair wearing something that could be construed as a dress. And, you know, like our founding fathers who wore wigs and makeup and stockings and high heels, right?
Whoa. Did he just say our founding fathers were cross-dressers? Because those are fighting words.
Well, but also, why is that funny, Daniel? You know?
You saying that Jefferson is one of those you
queers?
know, yeah, one of those guys who's a little
mutants?
white. I'll come over there. I know where you live.
Not Tommy
I mean,
Jack.
my family's Scottish. We've all worn kilts.
This is the dumbest argument.
Do you see the irony in this?
Oh.
Do ya?
Oh, he even tilts his head. Daniel, if I could offer something, you got to stop being so fucking smug. You're not winning anyone over. Being smug never wins anyone over in an argument.
This is another pattern you see with these people. I actually thought when you had the Australian guy on the other day to talk about steel toe,
Yeah,
I thought he
the
made it
Aussie
really
guy.
great. I like this quote a lot where he said that the reason Stuttering John is a perfect example of like a lolcow or something is because there's a certain number of boxes you can check, and John's the only person who checks all of them.
Yes,
but you
every
see
single
all
box.
these people that check other individual boxes, and
Yeah.
Daniel has so many of them where he's arguing. He's like, "Do you see my point? Do you?" And he's like waiting for a response from this person who is not there.
Right. I always love someone who makes a minute-long video and they go, so obviously I'm right and you're wrong.
Right?
End of conversation. You're like, wait, what's going on? This is a one-sided conversation we're having right now.
Not
dude.
even end of conversation. He's like, "Now your turn to respond."
Yeah, right.
And the
It's
guy's
a
just on
stupid.
his TikTok like, "Daniel, you can't hear me."
Yes. All right. So now he's workshopping some old material, which is odd.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, remember that? Remember a couple weeks ago he had a story about seeing a girl in a grocery store parking lot.
Yes.
And she waved at Daniel, and the girl's mom said, "Oh, she's flirting with you." And Daniel, it was a more upbeat tone. He's like, "Hey, don't do that."
Right.
Because it's wrong to sexualize these girls. And we're like, sexualize them? That seems strange. Daniel may have heard our criticism because he upped the ante a little bit in this
Right.
one.
So he didn't like the word flirting. That was
Yeah.
what really set him off.
Mhm.
And, you know, eventually, before that, she's smiling at him, he's smiling at her, they're waving to each other. And then mom goes, "Oh, she's flirting with you." And that was like, oh my gosh, why would you do that? That's crazy. So apparently, either 9-year-olds are attracted to him or he's attracted to 9-year-old girls because this is happening a lot. I got to tell you, and maybe I'm not as attractive as this gentleman, but I don't have any 9-year-old girls even glancing my way when I walk around and do my day-to-day.
This 9-year-old girl eye fucking me over here. You see this shit?
Like I'm a piece of meat over here. What the fuck? I fucking me. Yeah, check this story out.
Yesterday when I said I was triggered, it was a joke. But today I'm triggered, and this is because of bad parenting and something I just witnessed in that store over there. And I need to share this because this is disgusting. This is a disgusting trend for parents or caretakers. I was just cashing out buying some snacks in the self-checkout, and there was a little girl there who was with her caretaker, her grandmother, I don't know, her parent maybe.
Whatever.
I don't know their relationship, but she was clearly trying to get my attention, and it was not in a healthy way, so I did whatever I could to disengage with this little girl. And as she's doing a split on the floor in front of me, while I'm clearly trying to not engage with her, whoever this caretaker was that she was with looked over at me and said, "Aw, look, she's trying to flirt with you." This little girl's 9, 10, 11 maybe. And I'm a grown-ass man. And if that's the precedent you're setting for your children, you are disgusting.
All right, so again, shout out to Drew. It's his favorite type of video this guy puts out, these stupid made-up stories that he has. This girl's trying to get his attention and doing splits. I like that he goes, I didn't like the way she was trying to get my attention. Just fucking smile and wave. It's just a 9-year-old girl. Cares.
She's wearing crotchless panties, shaking her puss at me.
Yeah, right. So, as I mentioned, I did put a comment on this one just 3 hours ago, and it says, "Was this a rerun?"
It is, but here's the thing: is I don't want to give ourselves too much credit here, but it feels almost like Daniel heard us cover that.
Yeah,
because we were like, that's
get up
kind
the
of a
ante.
nothing story.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, what if she was shaking her twat in front of me in the aisle?
Right.
I can't get to my frozen foods because this girl's running her clam back and forth.
So she's sucking at her finger in front of me and winking at me.
I mean, she's eating a banana, and sure, it's a good food. It's high in potassium, but
this banana disappeared so quickly, and I'm like, this is nuts. And the mom goes, yeah, you know what else she could do? And, whoa, I don't want to know. I'm out of here.
Oh, she's flirting.
Oh, boy. All right. This is more vintage Daniel Alexander.
Yeah.
I serve thousands of cups of coffee every week. I see so many different people, and people are all unique and different, and most of those interactions are amazing.
Okay. I already have a problem right now. And maybe it's because I've been watching like Aaron Imholt and the coverage of Aaron Imholt, but it just gave me those vibes where he goes, I serve thousands of cups of coffee every week, and most of those interactions are amazing. They're remarkable. Like, what do you mean? It's just, you're just serving someone some coffee. How is that amazing?
Daniel's just got a sign on his truck that says "billions served."
But you know what I mean, though? It can't be that exciting to be serving someone coffee. I've talked to baristas before. I've been to a Starbucks. They're not like, wow, every customer in here is amazing.
No,
this
I've
is
done
amazing.
that. I've done that like in the summers when I was a kid. I worked at a place that served coffee.
Yeah.
I don't think ever once did I have a magical interaction that stuck with me.
No, definitely not. All right.
But some of them are interesting. Some of them are downright horrific. Some of them are scary. And some of them are just funny. And I feel like today was kind of a mix of a few of them when this guy pulled up, because he got really upset over one thing. Now, I take credit cards, I have a terminal, people pull up, and then they can pay with cash, card, whatever. You know, it's a modern age. I take whatever. Whatever is easy for them to access. There are a million different ways to pay nowadays. He pulled up, he got his coffee, quite the remarkable coffee, I'm sure.
Oh, no, even use the word remarkable. I serve coffee that's remarkable. Enough about that.
Can I tell you guys about this morning show I've been watching?
Yeah,
in
no
Minnesota?
shit.
It's quite good.
The screen pops up for him to pay, and the first screen pops up with a tip screen. And I can tell right away he is losing it in the driver's seat. He's stomping his feet and getting upset. And he looks at me and he goes, a tip screen? Really? And I go, well, I mean, it's an option. There's a no tip button right there if you'd like. He took one look at me and he said, get a real job, you bum. And he drove off. He didn't even pay for the coffee.
All right, so can I tell you what this is right now, Mike?
Please.
This is what is known as a laugh tell.
Yep.
This is a made-up story. This guy can't even say just a normal part of the story, like the guy stomping his feet. He seems upset, and then he goes, really? You want a tip for this? All you did was pour me a cup of coffee. And I go, well, you don't have to do that. And he goes, this is ridiculous, and he drives away. So the guy's like, a tip? What? And I go, hey, man, I mean, you don't have to, you know? And he's like, I'm out of here, man.
Well, because I think if you told it the way you told it originally,
Yeah.
it's like too boring a story to get people's empathy, so he kind of has to drag it out and then go this. I mean, can you guys believe that
he didn't even give me the $3 for the coffee? I can't make this shit up, people.
It's also kind of sad because, as we've pointed out before, like if you look at a lot of his comments, his people like buy into whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way of him being like, "Hey guys, stop by my coffee shop and make up for the Republican assholes that come here and don't tip me."
Right.
It's like a dog whistle to them, kind of.
Oh, people.
You said it, Daniel.
It's so funny, isn't it? The guy didn't want to tip me. Isn't that the funniest story? No,
Ain't
not
I
at
the
all.
cutest?
Oh, ain't I a stinker? It's so fucking terrible. All right, let's get caught up real quick.
Yay, super chats.
And the reason why I say we gotta get caught up real quick is because delete Lawz. We have some news on what's going on with delete Lawz. Still behind bars, but things have changed for our boy Chili DeCastro. So we gotta get caught up on that.
Almost, he's getting out soon, I think. Sometime in June, I'm pretty
I
sure.
would hope so. Yeah, was it 60 days he was thrown
I
in
thought
for?
it was 90, but
yeah, something like that. The best part of the winery show was my wife's face when I called you a cunt as you sweat like Patrick Ewing. LOL. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad that your wife at least thought that was inappropriate. I appreciate it.
And Carl, meanwhile, was like, a fan.
Yeah, nice to meet you, sir. Do you want an autograph? Did you get a poster yet? Amanda Lynn Nappy, $10 says, I'll keep Napgate going. Also, Mike deserves the extra. I don't get to super chat him as much as I should. Thanks for the great content, Mike and Kreger's, you too, Carl, and producer Chris. Yeah, you guys aren't live enough on those Sunday mornings. Your stupid schedule.
I know, and we're not live again this Sunday, so buckle up.
Oh, boy. Did you already record your episode?
Today, yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about on Blind Mike Project this weekend?
Oh, there's something you might want to check out. We noticed the Opster. Maybe he's been doing this for a while, and I've just caught it. He's got a guy producing his show.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I say a guy, I assume it's an adult man, but if you're just listening, you would assume he put his soundboard in front of a 6-year-old and was just like, go to town. Because this guy plays drops every 30 seconds. It's crazy. It's wild. You got to check it out.
That's exciting. I can't wait to hear that. Audiophile America with $5. Oh, I know. Did we already play Audiophile's jingle? No, I can't remember. I know. I can never keep up with this stuff.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Audiophile America. Keep this quiet, but Karl emailed you high quality MP3s of John's album to save you the trouble of downloading it on the WATP Patreon.
$5, and he just says, sinners! You got us with that one. Ape Shit Media, €2. Woke Dad's a bitch, and then you get pound cake. That's right. Rocco Orby 2002, $5 says, if Woke Dad was like Jesus, at least he could turn water into decent coffee. Now that would be a miracle.
That's a good point.
Ape Shit Media says, I guarantee Woke Dad apologizes when he comes. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't want to think about that. Bob's Last Smokes, member for 2 months, says, Mr. Rogers is rolling over in his grave. Yeah, it's a bad replacement.
Mr. Rogers makes this guy look like Mr. Rogers was an alpha.
Good point. You're right. All right, let's head over to YouTube.
I'll stop the show and watch YouTube.
And like I said, Delete Lawz has an update because he is behind bars. Now, if you remember what happened with Chili DeCastro, this guy Delete Lawz is his YouTube channel. And he gets himself in the middle of any police interaction with anyone, and eventually went too far and made it a problem for the police officers. They arrested him. He went before the court. Now, the interesting thing is that he decided that he didn't want a jury trial. He actually waived his right to a jury trial because he was so convinced. I think we played this video on here. He was so convinced that he was right as far as the law goes, because he considers himself a constitutional scholar. He thought that he was going to get the officer arrested who arrested him for violating his rights.
He even got me worked up in here. Not saying I was on his side, but I was like, That is odd. He didn't have a job. I forgot he refused one.
Yeah. No. He refused
What a
it.
piece of shit.
Because he's just like, put me in front of the judge. I'll let them know. I know my rights. I know what I'll do. And then he showed up and called everyone an asshole. He referred to the police officer in the courtroom as a pig in front of the judge and made an ass of himself and was given whatever it was, 60 or 90 days in jail. So he didn't like that very much. And so he's been making these phone calls to someone who's been posting the audio of that on his YouTube channel. And here we are now with an update on that.
I serve.
That's not the right thing.
I was like, oh no, he's transformed.
Hold on. I didn't copy the link yet. Oh man, Kreger's going to have my job soon. Here we go.
You're safe there.
Hello world. My name is Julie DeCastro. Today is May 26th, 2024. I'm calling you from the Clark County Detention Center dungeon in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been wrongfully incarcerated by Judge Ann Zimmerman, who has not sentenced anybody to jail in 5 years for obstruction. And in the past 4 cases that went to trial, each one of those people got anger management or impulse training management, and then the misdemeanor fell off their record.
Do you see? So you didn't send me the timestamp for the beginning of this, but I had to play that part because he just said this judge has never sent anyone to jail in the last 5 years or in the past 4 of people obstructing justice, which is what I got convicted for. He can't get out of his own way. He's in jail because he didn't take it seriously. He didn't get a real attorney to represent him. He thought he was just going to come in and just wing it and just crush it.
Well, also, he's like, there should be some standard. Like, this judge has sentenced the last 3 people to anger management.
Yeah.
That means that's what I should have gotten. And I'm like,
Right.
well, it's a different case, Chili. That's
Correct.
That's why they saw all of you. That's why it wasn't automatically like, all right, you go to anger management now.
Right. That's actually, it reminds me of, not to bring up Stuttering John, but it reminds me of when he talks about how he sued Sirius XM for right to publicity. And he goes, and we lost that case, but George Carlin's estate won the same case. Like, no, it was very different. It was
entirely
a whole
different.
AI thing created. What are you fucking talking about, John? You're so stupid. Just because it was the same charge doesn't
Also,
mean it's
George
the same-
Carlin owns his content. Howard Stern owns yours.
Yes. So stupid. All right.
I have to say these things because I've just been moved from a minimum security block to a medium security block. In the previous block, it was full of people who were homeless and people who were bums, and this block is not that. It's full of people who are gangbangers, who have tattoos on their faces, and this room is segregated.
All right. So you hear what he just said there. I know the audio sucks. But he goes, now they just moved me to a medium security prison. And this is very different. These guys have tattoos on their faces. They're gangbangers. Hey, Chili, who do you think deals with these people on the outside? Yeah, I love the irony of this. He's like, there's some scary fucking people in here. It's like, yeah, you know the police that you hate? They have to deal with them and get them in there so they're not in society.
Chili's whole thing is they put innocent people in a cage, right? So these guys probably wouldn't be that bad to deal with, I would think.
Well, right, because Chili's very quick when a 22-year-old woman gets pulled over for speeding. He's very quick to jump in there and be like, oh, you don't have to answer any questions he has. You know,
listen, pig.
Yeah, right. He's very quick to yell at the cops. But I don't see him in there when they're in the ghetto going into a crack house. He's not like, all right, now let's handle this the right way.
It is kind of touching. It'll be a nice scene in the movie when it's made about Chili the Martyr. But it touched my heart when he's like, I just miss my friends, the homeless bums in my old cell.
I know. He goes, where I was a bunch of homeless people and bums and
those were the days.
Hobos and ne'er-do-wells. Like, no, we get it. I get it. All right, let's fast forward a little bit here. Let's see how he's feeling. I got to imagine that he's not enjoying his new surroundings, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
And I just have to remind you that if I'm assaulted in here, or if anything bad happens to me in here, the responsibility falls squarely on the trial judge who put a man in jail who has no criminal record.
Is that how that works? So he broke the law, was convicted, sent to jail, was such a pain in the ass at the low security prison that they're like, all right, you're out of here, buddy. We're sending you to medium security. And it's the judge's fault if he gets hurt?
You know, I don't follow. I'm not big on a lot of this law stuff. I could ask Nick Rekieta about it.
Yeah, we'll ask Nick. I'll text him right now.
No criminal record. I seem to remember some
Oh shit! Oh my god! How did I miss that?
Some drug dealing, some stalking.
There was a no-knock raid. That's right. What the fuck's he talking
order?
I'm such an idiot. How did I miss that? No criminal record.
Done nothing wrong, never, folks.
Is it because he changed his name? Because Chili DeCastro's not his real name, so he thinks Chili's never done anything wrong.
Chili's never done anything.
Jose Marie, that's a bad dude, that Jose Marie, but I'm a good guy.
He's in here with the gangs. Chili stays with the homeless bums.
That's funny.
Trial judge who put a man in jail who has no criminal record.
Wow.
I have no history of violence. I have no legitimate criminal record at all whatsoever.
No legitimate criminal record at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
He was selling the date rape drug.
Illegitimate.
Oh, wow. That was a Power Ranger, Karl. You're mistaken on this one. My bad.
And I should not have been put in jail. This is definitely a different kind of room that I'm in right now. This is definitely different. And needless to say, I'm consciously aware of my surroundings at all times, even as I leave this message here for you. I look to my left, I look to my right, and make sure that my back is safe. It's just a place where if you're not a criminal, you just don't belong in a room like this.
Okay. So when I'm hearing this part of the thing, this is what I translate that as. I need to raise some more money.
Mm-hmm.
Who even knows if he was transferred? Because now I hear this, I'm like, oh, this could be more bullshit where he's like, woe is me. Guys, I need more money for this attorney so I can get out of here. Let's not forget to give to my Kickstarter, whatever the fuck he's got going on.
Well, the good news is no one's watching these videos, it seems. Views are plummeting, so...
Oh, yeah, it's got 4,400 views, and he's got 576,000 subscribers, so you're right.
So
yeah, okay. I guess it's not that interesting. Not that interesting to people.
I like the I am not suicidal energy that he's giving. Like he's going to be assassinated in prison or something.
I know, it's not even... Whatever. He's such a pussy. This guy's the worst. Just do your fucking time and deal with it.
The guy we saw earlier that was driving while his license was suspended is probably going to serve more time than Chili did.
Right.
It's not that bad.
Well, he was black, so yes, that's probably true.
Right.
All right. Let's see what he has to say about the judge here. Jesus, this guy cannot get out of his own way.
Hey, it's more than $20 of a controversy. I should have received a jury trial. The 7th Amendment of the Constitution, look it up. It says that when there's a controversy that's more than $20, then an American is entitled to a jury trial.
I want to point out, because someone...
That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, so he waived his right to the jury trial. But also, someone pointed out that this amendment has to do with civil cases. That's why he's throwing out the $20 thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a criminal case. So like this guy pretends to be a constitutional law scholar. That's what someone in the comments section said. If I'm wrong about that, I didn't look it up. But I believe it. I believe he's that dumb.
Karl, you didn't go to Google University for 5 years, did you?
I did not
know. Not get a jury trial. I got one biased, unprincipled judge who was married to a cop who sentenced me to a dungeon.
I was before a judge who's married to a cop as I proceeded to call every cop in the room a pig. And for some reason, she threw the book at me. I can't figure it out.
But I forgot he was just blatantly lying. Like while I was listening to this, I was like, I just assumed it wasn't true. Like some of the stuff, the context he was putting around it, I just was like, oh, that's probably bullshit. I forgot he waived the right to a jury trial.
I love it. Like this is such blatant lies. He waived the right to a jury trial, and he does have a criminal record. He goes, I didn't get a jury trial. I don't have a criminal record. What's going on here? What an idiot.
Well, this man has been wronged.
But, you know, we make fun of Stuttering John for saying, like, I've never done this, I've never done that. And then we show the evidence. There's him on video doing this, doing that. Yeah. And, like, the older guys forget that there's a digital record of everything that they've done.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the younger guy. He's not, like, there was a time you can get away with this shit. No one could really look it up.
I think he's not as young as you. I think he's like 50.
Oh, yeah, maybe he falls into that category then.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's like, I've been getting away with lying all my life. I'll just keep doing it. It's like, well, no, you can't do that anymore. We can look it up, dummy.
Completely and utterly wrong. A bill has to be put through the legislature that says that there has to be principles in sentencing. And if there's going to be a judge who's going to be the judge, jury, and executioner, then there has to be jury jail panels to determine if people should go to jail when there's only a judge determining their cases. And she's not even a judge, she's a magistrate. She's an elected magistrate.
All right, so now he's just like, and she's not even a judge, she's a magistrate, which is a type of judge. Whatever.
I like he's gonna fool
Splitting
people into being like,
hairs.
and just some lady said, yeah, you should
Yeah,
go to
right.
prison, and then they dragged me there.
He's such a fucking idiot. But that's why we love him, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that you checked in on Chili DeCastro this week.
Hope he's free soon.
I was
We can only hope.
wondering what he was up to.
Yeah.
All right. If you go to whoarethese.com, you can find the link to our Discord server. In our Discord server, there's a Who Are These Socials channel, and people go in there. They chat about the show, but they also post different links to things that we should be checking out for the show. I appreciate that because, believe it or not, as much as Mike and I are experts on all things social media, there's some things that get by us. There's a lot going on social media.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you guys finding the stuff that we miss. So get on there. The other thing you can find on whoarethese.com is the phone number where you can leave a voicemail. And Mike, we have some voicemails that came in.
Ooh, goody.
Hey, WATS. I just celebrated my first Memorial Day, which made me think I love the Patriots. Hey, Blind Mike, do you have a Mike Vrabel story you could tell me?
What do you think about Mike Vrabel, Mike?
They should have hired Mike Vrabel instead of Gerard Mayo. I'm gonna say it.
The shit they should have. The shit they should have. I'm going to debate the Patriots with you now. It's Lisa Boswell.
Is Drake May's gonna be good, Lisa?
I love that Mike tapped out immediately from that conversation. All right.
Daniel Alexander, he's a fan.
All right.
Hey.
We don't use those kind of words on.
He's got a
this
lovely
show.
bride or whatever she is.
We don't use those kind of words except for when I curate voicemails and play them. This one's long. So if we need to stop it, let me know.
I'll settle in.
This is for WATS, and it pains me to make this call because I love Blind Mike.
Oh, no.
But I listened to his show the other day, the interview with Tom Myers.
Okay.
And Tom came off as kind of likable. And in fact, I think I even laughed at something he said.
All right.
So I'm thoroughly pissed off at Mike right now for making him somewhat likable.
It's not me,
Now,
it's Tom
I
Strong.
wasn't going to do this because I really like Blind Mike. In fact, I've called your show before to thank you for introducing your audience to Blind Mike.
That's why pencils have erasers, my friend.
But he did say something on the show a couple weeks ago, and because he made me look at Tom as something akin to a human, I feel I have to address this now. Mike has forced my hand. So a couple weeks ago, you played a clip of a kid who was playing video games, and his mom came in the room and told him that he had to go take a shit. Go take a shit now. Now, when his mom comes in the room, his mom starts talking. His mom is obviously white, and she calls her kid Demetrius, so I think we all know what's going on there.
I don't know where this is going. I haven't listened to this whole thing. Where is this guy? That's
interesting.
Play a little bit more? All right.
Okay, sure.
Mike immediately goes, is that kid retarded?
Oh, no.
Now, I just want to say, Mike, just because a kid is half white and half Greek doesn't mean he's fucking retarded.
Well.
In fact, I know lots of kids who are people who are half white, half Greek, and they're fine. In fact, I know people who are 100% Greek, and they're brilliant.
Oh, name
So
one.
I don't know where this Greek hate comes from you, but I thought I ought to put it out there just because, you walked the line there, and you made me like somebody who's thoroughly unlikable. Other than that, I love the show. I'll be listening again.
All right, thank you for the call. 45 seconds or less is what we ask typically.
Listen, I'm a controversial figure. I'm going to stir up a lot of emotions.
That's true. That's true.
So if you have to come back at me with that fury, I get it.
We say some crazy shit on this show, like Unfrosted isn't a good movie. You never know what kind of opinion you're going to
There's a
get.
lot of backlash that could come along with that.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get from this show. We don't play by the rules, man. Not part of your society. Mike, blindmike.net is a place on the internet where people can go very easily by typing that into their browser. And what do they find when they get there?
All of my links for all my shows, including this one. If you want to just listen to the audio sometime, all our audio links for WATS is there, as well as the Blind Mike Project which will be up Sunday at 10 a.m. Or you can get it early on Patreon or YouTube members. Get it a little early this week. I do have a Why You Laughing announcement.
Oh, nice.
So for the next few weeks, Why You Laughing episodes will be exclusive for members, Patreon and YouTube members. Basically, I have a bunch of stuff I want to work on that'll take a little more time than usual episodes. So we're just going to be putting them up on Patreon for a while, and then some will be bonus episodes, and some will release later in the summer. So for the next few weeks, if you want Why You Laughing, it'll be members only. If you can wait, you'll get a bunch of them down the road, but I suggest subscribing because I've got some good ideas for Why You Laughing. So consider doing that. But if not, Blind Mike Project will still be cranking along, so check that out on Sunday.
Well, I'm excited because I'm a member and I'll be getting those episodes. And I love Why You Laughing. BP Slick says, I'm finding this difficult to masturbate to. Not impossible, just difficult.
That's fair. I understand that criticism.
Fair enough. Hackamania, it's happening this weekend. I'm flying out to Vegas tomorrow morning. We're going to be at Hackamania all weekend doing podcasts and comedy shows. And if you're not going to be in Vegas with us, which is a bummer, but if you can't be there, you can stream it. Hackamania.com. $19.99 is what it costs. And you can watch the shows from your own drug dens and enjoy them with your loved ones and your friends' loved ones who now live with you. However you want to enjoy this content, you can enjoy it. Hackamania.com. And you can see the schedule there. Tomorrow night is The Biggest Problem in the Universe, followed by stand-up comedy, followed by Win Earl Skakel's Money. And then Saturday is just podcasts all day. Ray DeVito, The Creep Off, Nobody Likes Onions, Who Are These Podcasts, Tukey Soup. Ooh. So check that out. You can watch whatever you want at hackamania.com. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time this weekend. Of course, whoarethese.com for all things Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Socials, and Who Are These Broadcasters. All right. With that, Mike, I think we haven't done it all, but I think we've done enough.
Pretty close. Let's get out of here.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
And I'm never ready to hit the outro music. Do we have outro music out here? Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. They're like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize. Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Karl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?
W-A-T-S.
Nobody cares.